We're going to move on to GP pensions now. So in PCSE Online, when it comes to GP pensions for an ICB to manage, so there's solo admin for clinical leads and board members. So what ICBs can do can submit monthly breakdowns of solo returns to PCSE via PCSE Online. Practice joiners as well. Now, this is quite a big process, and I'm not wanting to say this is something that is then going to overtake any other process, like, for example, with the perform list, because that's still a very important process that needs to go through. But when a new performer joins that practice, depending on the employment assignments being approved by an ICB for principal GPs, there are certain actions that you can actually undertake in there. GP estimates as well. So in PCSE Online, at a practice level, should I say, there are a practice manager, let's just say, for example, can look at every performer that they've got within that practice, and they can calculate, and they can put in enter, should I say, all the data for that performer's detail pension contributions for over the next 12 months. Individual GPs or individual performers, should I say, as well, they can also submit their own figures through that. But again, depending on the employment assignments being approved by an ICB for principal GPs. Let's just have a look now at any questions that we've got here. So have we got Katrina online?
Just wanted to just recap on what you've said there, really, because if we focus on the ICB responsibilities, then the key thing is the solo contributions for their clinical leads and board members. So just as CCGs would submit solo contributions for clinical leads and board members, then ICBs will do the same. And there will be, and there will be a role for a solo ICB user, so that they can actually log in to the system and upload the CSV with those contributions. Typically in the past, most CCGs have sent these contributions in through the Contact Us form. So we're just working with NHS England at the moment to clarify the guidance and to confirm the guidance that we want to circulate to make it clear how the solo contributions for ICB clinical leads and board members should be submitted, but that will be the key function that relates to pensions that ICBs themselves will be responsible for. As you mentioned, there is a knock-on effect on the GP joiner process, that the approval of the performer list employment assignment has. So I'm sure colleagues in the performer list team will be talking more about that when it comes to that section, but the principal GPs, as you pointed out, need to have their employment assignment approved by what was the CCG, but now the ICB, after it's been approved by the practice. And until those two approvals have happened, then pension deductions or the correct pension deductions can't be taken for those GPs. And you mentioned estimates. If the employment assignment hasn't been approved and the pension joiner hasn't been completed, to confirm, the tier rate and the salary that the GP has for the purposes of the pension scheme, then the GP won't appear on the estimate form that the practice will submit. So just to clarify, obviously we've mentioned the joiners and estimates on here. It's the knock-on effect of that employment approval by the ICB that's key for the folk on the call, really. And the other bit that's key is the solo contributions for the ICB's own clinical leads and board members. But there will be some clear direction on that. And talking to some of the regional colleagues and CCG colleagues yesterday in a separate session, they were looking at probably a request that we run a webinar towards the end of July, because the first pension payover will be in August for the July contributions. So watch this space on that one, but hopefully that clarifies the ICB responsibilities in relation to pensions.